As Simone, the individual throughout your story of your life, is feeling safe important for you?
I am in spaces now where I feel safe.
Every challenge holds a story. Every struggle is a spark. Welcome to A Legend Forged, where athletes, heroes, and fearless fighters of disability defy the odds and rewrite the rules. Learn to live an unfiltered life with the unstoppable Aron O'Dowd. A Legend Forged begins now. Welcome back to A Legend Forged show. Today, host Aron O'Dowd welcomes Symone Fairchild to the show. Symone is the founder and CEO of EyeOnDV, a nonprofit whose mission is to eradicate domestic violence one soul at a time. Alongside with that work, she is an actress, a writer, producer, and currently working on her first feature documentary, Lean Into Fear, which will be premiering in 2026. As we join the conversation today, Aron O'Dowd is talking with Symone about her passion and drive. Specifically, he's getting into her love of TV and film, which has fueled her passion, her career, and her mission. Here now is Aron O'Dowd.
Good.
Mhm.
Where did this passion of movies come from?
Um, as a kid, I watched a ton of television, a ton of movies. And thank goodness I knew what to take from the movies and what to take from the TV shows and what to leave behind because I watched a lot of it. But I was just really into it. I loved it. I loved the color. I loved the dialogue. It was just it was home for me, I guess. So it just stuck with me as I got older. And also too, my dad he's a martial artist by trade. He loves martial arts. And as a kid, I saw him in a couple of, martial arts films that he shot over in China. So I think that was part of it, maybe just a little.
It just shows you that movies and karate grew from generation to generation.
It did. It did. Yep.
And what movies and TVs did you like watching as a kid?
So interesting. I loved nature. I would watch anything nature, anything about animals, and I loved watching beauty pageants. Every time I think about my childhood, I always go back to, especially the beauty pageants. I would have like a clipboard and a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, and I would take notes about each contestant, and I would write down what questions I would like to ask them and who I thought would make the top 10 or who would be like the Miss Congeniality. Loved it. And let's see, what else did I like? I loved action, of course, with martial arts being my background. Loved action.
Having a beauty pageant, you're probably watching thinking, will I become that? Will I be that one day?
Yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that because it was between when I was a kid, it was between either becoming a veterinarian or becoming a model. So just thinking about those two types of things, one is one side of the brain and one is the other side of the brain. So it was for a long time I was battling between those things, but I wanted to get into modeling for quite a long time, and I finally was able to get into a little bit of it once I got into college, and then I was cast in a couple of commercials, and I was cast in a play, and all it took was that. You know how they say in Hollywood, if you're bitten by the bug, that's all it takes. That's all it took. It took one experience, and I knew that it was for me. So I was off to Hollywood with two duffel bags and $400.
Well, what was that bug that bit you?
So when I did the two commercials, they were for a bridal company. So I was modeling wedding gowns. That was told so much fun. But then when I was cast in the play, I had absolutely no acting experience. I had no idea what I was getting into, but I was cast as the lead. I was cast as the lead female. And my boyfriend at the time, who's actually still a friend of mine today, was cast in opposite me in the male lead. And I had an understudy and everything. But by the time they figured out when we were going to wrap everything up and it was going to be curtain and it was the play was going to debut, I had already planned to move to Los Angeles. So my understudy played my role, and but that's all it took was that experience.
And when you moved to Hollywood, do you think I'm gonna be this amazing superstar?
Um, I have always been very focused. I've always been very goal oriented. So it's never actually ever been a question that I wouldn't be successful. Both of my parents are entrepreneurs, and I grew up knowing that you do what you have to do in order to do what you were put on the planet to do. So there was never any thought that I wouldn't achieve what I set out to do. It just never entered my mind.
And why didn't it enter your mind?
Why didn't it?
Yeah.
That I, hmm, it never entered my mind that I wouldn't be successful. It just, I really don't know how to answer that question. No one's asked me that question before. It just, it just never occurred to me whether I would be successful or not. It's just a given for me, I guess. It's just there. It's in my DNA, I guess.
And when you say DNA, your gift that you're here to do in the world and shine?
Yes. Hmm. And it's always driven me. Like I said, since I was like the earliest memories I have of myself as a child, I was 4. And even as a kid, I was always very focused, always very driven, was always questioning whether something was right or wrong. I always had hmm, that inner knowing that something isn't right. Mm, I should be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be here. I should not be listening to this person. I always had that inner knowing that I was meant for something, that I was very focused, that I was going to make it to the next and the next after that and the next and the next and the next. It was just always there.
Wow. And what is that gift that's there inside you?
It's oh man, it's just always been there. I it's so hard to answer the question because it's just always been there.
It's like breathing. You can't explain breathing, but it's there.
Yeah, it's just there. And the gift, what my God-given gift or God, the source of all things in the universe, gave me to do was create a new paradigm in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. And I've always had that. I don't remember where I first heard that. Be the change you want to see in the world that Gandhi said. I don't know where I first heard it, but I heard it when I was a kid and it always resonated. And I've always made moves in my life and helped others understanding, be a good person, be authentic, love yourself and love others, put others first. It's always do your best. And that has fueled me getting to this point, creating a new paradigm, creating safe spaces for others to be able to be themselves, live through the light that you have within yourself, and have that be your anchor, have that be what aligns yourself. Because what makes you, what makes you the you that you're meant to be is aligning your spirit, soul, heart, and body. It's hard to do. It's hard and it takes maintenance. And through that, I'm able to bring what God, the source of all things in the universe, means for me to do through acting, screenwriting, directing, executive producing, my nonprofit, EyeOnDV. All of those things are divinely led, divinely breathed, every last one of them. And because I have aligned myself in a certain way, I can't do things outside of being divinely led. It's like the more that you lean into that light within yourself,
Mhm.
the more that you give over the wheel to being divinely led, the harder it is to go against it. There's no such thing as going against it now at this point. Like just forget it. Forget it. Forget it. It just doesn't happen. But what I love about being on the inside of that is understanding the confidence that that gives you, understanding the power that that gives you, understanding it just feels, I'm getting the goosebumps, I'm getting the spiritual goosebumps just talking about it. It just gives you this, it just comes out of you, and comes out of you in your language, it comes out of you in what you write, it comes out of me when I'm acting, it comes out when I'm helping others, it comes out in conversation, it just comes out. And it's the wildest thing because I think I was telling someone this story a couple of days ago where was I hosting something? I was hosting something, or I was in like some sort of conversation, and I could feel myself channeling, and
Mhm.
my brain was kind of just hanging out over here, like, okay, well, I'm gonna let her. I'm just gonna, because it's going well. It's going well. But it's like you're allowed to have these like out of body experiences when and you realize that that you're channeling what God, the source of all things, wants you to say and do and whatnot, and your brain has relinquished the control to let that happen. It's an incredible feeling,
It is.
and to have it land with who you're talking to, and they're just like, oh.
It's like the light bulb moment. But I want to understand, why is it important to feel safe and what you're building in the paradigm shift?
I was just having this conversation yesterday. Whether people know it or not, the vast majority of the population on the planet are all in survival mode. And you can see the effects of that on the news. You can see the effects of that um, on social media. People in general do not feel safe, whether it be women, men, in the US, in Australia, in China, wherever. People just don't feel safe anymore. It's so much war, so much, it's just so much going on in the world that people just don't feel safe. When you are in a safe space, you feel loved. And through feeling loved, through feeling taken care of, through feeling supported, anything on the planet is possible. You are able to speak. You are able to speak up. You are able to open up. You are able to put who you truly are out into the world, whether it be in relationships with your family or it be into your business. It allows the free flowing of who you totally are, completely are, into the world. And that in and of itself, if an individual feels safe enough to open up and be themselves and allow themselves to be out in the world, that will literally change the world one person at a time.
As Simone, the individual, throughout your story of your life, is feeling safe important for you?
I am in spaces now where I feel safe. And leading up until now, I've had to try to create my own safety. Um, and I've done a pretty good job because I have a 10-year-old and he feels safe with me. I'm a single parent. So I'm able to give him what I never had, which is huge. Um, but in doing so, I realized that I have to create that for myself in order to fully give the world myself. Being an adult and not having safety until adulthood makes it very difficult to adjust to environments that give you that safety, that give you that space to be yourself. And I'm figuring that out now that I've gotten to. I'm just having a hard time keeping the tears back. Um, Now that I've gotten to spaces that are safe, I'm finding that it takes major adjustment to feel safe in that safety because you don't trust it.
Yeah, it's powerful in some way when you think about it, you know?
Yes, very. Oh man. Um, so all you parents out there, make sure you provide safety for your kids. Just a PSA. Oh,
And while going through this journey over a number of years, has karate and spirituality been that line of hope, or that rudder to keep you focused?
Oh my goodness. Martial arts has been, I didn't truly realize the benefit of martial arts in my life until I got into entertainment. Um, and we didn't just, punch and kick people when I was a kid, coming up in martial arts. It was a way of life. So yes, we were at the dojo and we spent every waking moment almost at at the martial arts school, but we were raised in the principles of the art. We were raised, my sister and I, we were raised in the principles of the art and the discipline of the art. And it keeps you in line with what is already there. It reaffirms what is already there, that inner strength, that inner confidence, that inner alignment. It makes sure that that stays intact. We've all heard about the the Bill Cosby issues and the Harvey Weinstein issues and whatnot, and all of these actresses and some actors coming out talking about their experiences. So I have been propositioned in that way over and over and over and over. And I knew that I was never, ever, ever doing that. I was never going to be a victim of the casting couch, not ever. So every time that came up, the brakes were on. I'm like, okay, well, I have to pivot now. So I pivoted so much, it came to the point where I had to ask myself, what am I going to do? I knew I wasn't going to quit because I'm not a quitter, never have been. So going back to my experience as an entrepreneur and my history with my parents being entrepreneurs, I knew that I was going to be creating my own. So the martial arts had given me the wherewithal, the strength, the confidence, and the vision to be able to see through what I was experiencing and understand what I had to do in order to keep moving towards my goal, keep moving towards that paradigm that I was meant to create. And so, in large part to the martial arts.
So if you're a black belt, a brown belt, do you have everything under your under?
Well, a few years ago, I became a master. So I am a master of Tien Shin Pai, that's Northern Shaolin Kung Fu. My dad is the worldwide master of our style. So that can kind of give you an idea of how hardcore my upbringing was. Yes.
Wow. And what do you love about this martial arts?
I love two things. I love what it has instilled in me. I love the inner strength and the inner courage, the ability to see myself, the ability to see through a lot of the BS that goes on in Hollywood. Um, and also, I love that it has given me the love of action films. I absolutely love action espionage. I don't care what it is that comes on Netflix or Prime or Apple or what. If there's a new action espionage show or a film, I am interested in it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And in fact, the majority of the projects that I have written are action espionage, action sci-fi. I just love it.
And what inspires you, Symone?
Being who I know I was meant to be in this lifetime, one, inspires me. And understanding that God, the source of all things in the universe, is happy with me. I can feel that when I'm in certain conversations with people. I can feel that when I'm doing certain things. I can feel that when I'm channeling. I can feel that when I'm writing. I can feel that when I'm acting. I can feel that when I've given my vessel over to what I'm meant to be doing. I am so incredibly close to being able to create that paradigm, that new paradigm. I'm so close. I'm right there. and understanding that once I've created that new, it is going to create safe spaces for other people. When I was a kid, all I ever wanted to do was see other people be happy, to see smiles on other people's faces, to see them not crying or not being bullied or just be happy. It would make me light up to see the kid who was sitting at an opposite table at lunch smile. So I would invite him over to sit with me at lunch, or I would ask him to be my friend or her to be my friend, just so I could love on them so they could be happy. To know that there's actually going to be a way to bring heaven on earth so that others can experience that light within themselves, experience who they're meant to be and what they're meant to be doing.
That's huge to take on as an individual, but yet inspiring and motivating when other people feel it. Even I'm listening, I get goosebumps because that's noble for someone to take on.
It's I find it is a lot. It's a lot. And there are times when I feel like I can't do it, honestly. But then that lasts about a good 24 hours.
As everything does.
I'm like, yeah, I'm going to allow myself to feel this way for a good 24 hours. And then and then I snap out of it because the drive, disappointing God, the source of all things in the universe, I can't do that. I can't. I just can't because I've been given so many gifts. I've been given so many tools. I've been given so many responsibilities. When I trace back all that I've been through, good and bad, all of it makes sense. I know exactly what I'm here for. And I have a little person to take care of. I have a little person to be the example for. And the idea of not doing that, I can't even entertain it. No matter how difficult the responsibility is, no matter how big it seems, I just can't not do it. I can't.
With the project you're creating as an executive producer, actor, thing, and everything you're doing in the paradigm shift,
Mhm.
is that something that Symone has to do, or the soul of Symone feels she has to do to play out the role and the contract in life to achieve success?
Um, Soul, it's definitely soul level. Um, the What's going on in my spiritual journey right now, just maybe a month and a half in, Simone the mind is fighting against. Because she wants to maintain her identity, right? So that is making things a little difficult for Simone, the soul, to really be like, really take the wheel and really take over. So integrating Simone the mind into the paradigm shift is proving to be a little difficult. Not a little difficult, a lot difficult. But everything up until now has led me until now. All of the tools that I have led me to here. All of the people that have been put into my space, whether they create a landmine or give me a hand up, have gotten me to this place to do this thing. So the paradigm shift is definitely soul level and it will be done.
Amazing. I look forward to seeing when it's done. My last question is, what empowers you to do what you do?
Knowing that it is to be done, knowing that it will happen, knowing because I've always been the type of person where I could see what was on the horizon. And there wasn't ever anything on the horizon, whether that horizon be in the next 5 minutes or in the next 5 years. There is nothing on a horizon that I have not accomplished. While I was going through my healing journey as a thriver post domestic abuse, a major factor that inspired me to keep going was my son. I was gifted the responsibility of creating safe space for him and giving him the space to naturally become who he is. I was gifted with that. If I don't achieve what I was meant to achieve, then I am not providing the space, I'm not providing the pathway that he needs in order to be who he's meant to be. We're all meant to thrive. All of us, every single one of us, whether we've been alive, are alive, or will be alive, our birthright is to thrive, is to prosper, is to live our greatest selves. And the vast majority of the population is not doing that. And they have no idea what it looks like for themselves. I wouldn't be doing my job in this lifetime if I didn't let people know we all have the tools already. Me, you, Aaron, we all have the tools within us to thrive. And all it takes is reawakening that, re re-exposing people to that within themselves and giving them a pathway to be able to do it, giving them the safe space and the support to be able to lean back into who they're meant to be.
Symone, where can people find to support your amazing project, collaborate and help you to get where you need to go on the journey of life?
They can, I would love, 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 love some support for my documentary. It's called Lean Into Fear. It's about a lot of what we've been talking about here, but it's a journey of the thriving post abuse and understanding what the seed of trauma is, how society perpetuates it within daily life, and then how to thrive post abuse and make sure it never happens again and make sure it's never passed down generation to generation, make sure that it stops with you.
Symone, it's been a blast. Thank you so much. And wow, I look forward to keeping an eye on your journey and see what's happening over the next duration of time.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful. Thank you for having me.
There you go, everybody. It just shows you that our souls have this amazing mission, vision, and creativity. And when we tap into it, it just really wants to go build and create something to leave meaning, legacy, impact. So remember, stay tuned for another incredible episode where the superheroes shine and allow them to unravel, unwrap the brilliance that we're here to do.